Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. Today we are doing makeup for men. Yes, this is a makeup look specifically for guys. Today's tutorial is makeup for men for a photo shoot or video. This makeup look is going to be masculine. It's going to be undetectable on camera. Your model or actor is going to look just like himself, but fresh, vibrant, healthy, like he just got back from a really nice vacation and is really well rested. So when I want to enhance male features and make a guy look like the best version of himself, this is what I'm doing for their makeup. My model for today's video is not a model. It's my brother-in-law. I needed a male model for this shoot, and I asked my brother-in-law if he ever had any interest in modeling. He said no, but he very graciously agreed to be my model for this shoot. And I'm so grateful because it turned out so well. And now my sister and I, this is my sister's husband, are pretty much trying to convince him that maybe you should try a career in modeling. He's 37, never too late, right? My brother-in-law was an awesome model. This whole thing was totally out of his comfort zone. I don't think he even usually likes to be photographed, but as you can tell, the camera loves him. He looked great, and he actually seemed to enjoy himself. It is not easy to be a model for a makeup look, especially when you have no experience modeling. Colin did an awesome job. He was really great to work with, and he was so generous about the whole thing. Give him some love in the comments below. So without further ado, let's do some makeup on a guy. I'm starting out by just pinning Colin's hair out of his face, and then I'm going to go in with my skin prep. So I always do skin prep to make sure the skin is really nice and clean and hydrated before we move into makeup. I'm using the Bioderma micellar water all over his face. This is great to cleanse the skin before makeup because you don't have to wipe it off. It's also amazing to have in your kit in case you need to remove a little bit of makeup during the process. Now I'm just cleaning up his eyebrows a little bit. Part of the prep for men's makeup for a photo shoot is grooming. I realized as I was tweezing Colin's eyebrows that I actually wanted to apply his moisturizer now because I wanted it to have a chance to absorb into his skin while I was doing the grooming for this look. I'm applying a thin layer of the Bonjour Beauty Lip Balm. This is an 8-in-1 solid serum that you can use to replace literally everything in your skincare routine besides your cleanser. Now I'm just cleaning up Colin's mustache a little bit. I noticed there were a few hairs that he missed when he was trimming them. It's really important to have things to do men's grooming if you're going to be working on a guy for a photo shoot, so something to clean up their beard and their eyebrows. I like incorporating makeup products that have skincare benefits for everyone, but especially when doing makeup on guys. So I'm using the Shackley BB cream, which is a 5-in-1 skincare product. So it's going to give you some coverage. It's going to protect your skin from the sun. It has SPF. It is a daily moisturizer, so you can use it as your moisturizer. It's going to feel really light and like your own skin, but it gives you a really nice coverage. It really evens out your skin tone. I like to use it in place of foundation so often. So I'm just using my fingers and just dabbing this on Colin's skin. I'm being really mindful to not get it into his mustache because I don't want to change the color of the hairs on his mustache. So I'm being careful to avoid that area and just blending it really nicely over his entire face. You can use a brush here as well if you'd like. I'm just using my fingers, and then I will go in with a little bit of a concealer brush just to blend some of those areas around his eyes. You really want makeup for men to be undetectable, so we're just enhancing their natural features. We're evening out the skin tone, we're brightening the skin, we're just making them look like they are really refreshed. I'm not going to be doing a lot of foundation. I'm not going to be doing a lot of concealer. This BB cream actually can be built up on the skin in areas where you might need it more. So I'm just using this to even out the skin on his eyelids and around his nose and also his under eyes. And I'm actually avoiding concealer for this look. Now, my trick, as always, with every makeup that I do, with every foundation that I use, is I take a damp beauty blender and I just pat this over the entire face. This is going to lift some of that foundation and just make it look really soft and like your own skin. Once the base makeup is finished and the skin is all evened out, then we start adding those three-dimensional effects to the skin. So we're going to be doing some bronzing. We're going to be chiseling out those features like the jawline, but in a really undetectable, natural way. So this is a masculine look. It's for a guy who's not supposed to look like he has makeup on. So my technique for this is to use a bronzer that is matte. You don't want shimmer here. We want a matte bronzer. We want something that is really natural looking. So I'm using the Pomifera Tone Bronzing Stick. This is a great product because it's so soft and sheer and creamy. I apply it to the back of my hand, and then I pick up that product with my bronzing brush. I'm using an angled bronzing brush for this, and I'm just going over those areas that would become naturally more enhanced by the sun if you were on vacation. So I'm applying this to his cheekbones, the bridge of his nose. I did his forehead to warm up his forehead. I enhanced his jawline. I'm doing a little swipe over his eyelids. We're obviously not doing any eyeshadow for this look, but this is just warming up his eyes a little bit. Colin had one teeny tiny little blemish on his neck, so I just touched that up with a little bit of concealer. And then for men, I always apply a lip balm to their lips. I want to make sure that their lips look really hydrated. They don't look dry in the camera, but you don't want them to look glossy. So I'm using the Prequel Skin Utility Ointment, which I think is a must for any makeup kit. Now I'm using a translucent matte setting powder to set the cream makeup that's on Colin's skin. So this makeup does give a really dewy finish to the skin, and I wanted to reduce a lot of that shine for this look, as this is just a really basic, undetectable men's makeup look. And also I wanted to make sure that I set that cream makeup that was on his eyes, because as he makes expressions, the creams will settle and crease in the eyes, and I didn't want any of that visible on camera. Now I'm going in with a little bit of matte powder bronzer and dusting this over the same areas of the face where I applied the cream bronzer. So I just wanted to make sure that that bronzed effect was visible, even though we had just set the whole face with some powder. So I'm going over that just a little bit with some powder bronzer. I'm using a fan brush for most of his face because it's going to give an extremely light application. That fan brush is just going to very lightly dust the bronzer on his face, and then I'm going in with a bronzing brush, another angled bronzing brush, and I'm just chiseling out that jawline a little bit. I'm adding it down the sides of his neck. So for men, they tend to have larger, more defined neck muscles than women, and it's a nice effect to enhance those neck muscles just this down the sides of the neck. It makes the muscles look a little more built up and masculine. I did decide to do a really light dusting of blush on Colin's cheeks. I used Flawless from Jane Iredale. This is a great blush shade for a guy with fair skin. It is more of a brown tone, so it's not going to look overly feminine. Colin has great eyebrows. They're very full and they match his hair color. All I'm doing is just shaping them and setting them into place with the e.l.f. Brow Lift. This is a clear brow gel that really locks your brows in place. So I'm just gently brushing that product into Colin's eyebrows and kind of brushing them up so that they look even a little bit fuller, but eyebrows are fantastic. All I'm doing is setting them in place. Now I'm doing a little bit of hairstyling. Colin has awesome hair. He has really thick hair with a great natural wave to it, with even a little bit of curl. So I'm just spraying down his hair. I'm re-wetting it because I am going to add a little bit of product. He has a really nice natural part to his hair, so I'm just parting it where it naturally wants to go. So I'm really just wetting down that hair and using my hands to just kind of get it going in the direction where I want it to go, kind of helping that natural curl start to form before I add product. So for product, I'm using the Scene Curl Cream. I love this curl cream. I have curly hair myself, and I love the hold that you get from this product while it looks so natural. So I'm just combing that product through his hair with my fingers. I am kind of smoothing the ends as his hair tapers down his head. I wanted this hair look to be a little more sleek, a little more styled. Colin has such a classic look to him, especially with the way his hair waves and the mustache. I feel like he could so easily fit into a 1950s period movie. So he just has
has such a classic look and I wanted his hair to look a little more like old Hollywood. So once I had the product in his hair and his hair was styled, I took my diffuser and just on a medium heat setting, medium speed, I just started diffusing his hair to dry the hair and help form that curl. I think his hair turned out incredible. He had a really beautiful wave going on and it really completed the entire look. So that is it. This is how to do makeup for a guy for a photo shoot or film. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful or at least entertaining. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video from me, and I will see you next time.